Welcome back to the series. This is episode 4, I believe. This is now the point where I'll take you guys through the assemblies or the cross sections, which will then be used to render out our corridors for our road. So far we have covered quite a bit. We have a horizontal. Again, when I keep iterating this, go watch the previous episodes on how to do these. Your horizontal, your horizontal alignment, your vertical alignment. So this is the profile view of it. These red and green are your cut and fill. Red cut, green fill, and then your vertical alignment for your road is this blue line right here. Yeah, this blue one right here. Um, I know I did say I was gonna do these. Um, in the next episode, it will be done most definitely. So my apologies on lying in the previous episode. Apart from that, let's continue with our assemblies. So you might be wondering why there's a circle here. Now your assemblies are very very small elements which can be barely visible. Um, Yeah, they are barely visible. The size compared to these tables and the surface, it's very small. So I recommend you put them in a manageable area. So maybe like a circle. It can be any shape. You can even draw like a random polyline and just do something like so. It's not really a specific shape. It's just to ensure that all your assemblies are kept in one specific um, area that's easily accessible for you. Now, uh, let's start. So under home, you're gonna go to assembly. So under create design, assembly, you'll click, and then the first option you'll see here is create assembly. Now, you'll be given this box, so you'll give it a name. So I've just said full cross section, and then assembly type. It'll say other for you most probably. But what I like to do is say undivided ground. Also, this also ties in with the fact that you had to specify which type of um, road you're using for your super elevation. So I usually keep it uniform and say undivided ground road. Assembly style, the code set style and the likes, you do not need to change. You can keep them standard and press or click on OK. Now it asks you to specify your assembly baseline location. So this is the center line or the center point of your assembly. Let's place it inside the circle right here. And as you can see, so this is the marker for your assembly. If we were to zoom out, you'll see that compared to these tables or this graph right here, it is very very tiny. So hence I said you should keep this in like a manageable area. Now, all we have here is a marker, right? How do you then access your elements like your lanes, your shoulders, your daylights, and all the other things? So on your home section, so just make sure you're on home, and then under the palette section, so next to tool space, you'll see there's this small icon right here, which should say tool palettes if you hover over it. You'll click on that, and what this will do is it'll give you a separate menu for tool palettes. So this contains all the sub assemblies. Yeah, so your elements or sub assemblies for each for your main assembly. So same as the tool space, you'll have different sections on your right. So there's assemblies, your basic uh, your basic sub-assemblies, your lanes, shoulders, medians, curbs, and all the other bits. Now, if we go over to the first one, which is assemblies, so this gives you templates. So these are yours I guess, your standard. These are Civil 3D gives you as basics for your assemblies. So you'll see it says basic assembly, basic lane transition, divided roadway, primary road full section, secondary road full section. Yeah, that's under your common. And then under intersections, you'll see there are a lot more different assemblies, such as your through sections, your part section left, part section right, half sections, and your curb returns, and then null assembly. And then roundabouts, there is a separate one for that, which is this one right here. So for this video, we will use these templates, but however, we will just use them as reference to then create our own versions of these. So what I am gonna do is actually generate these on the right end of the circle. So to input these, so for full section, I'll click on primary. So every time you click on a sub assembly under tool palettes, you'll be met with a properties section. Now this is where you'll then be able to change um, your different parameters. So it will be stated under parameters and where you can change certain things. But usually for for your templates, your common assemblies, there's not much to change. So what I'll do is just click on one. Let's say for we want to add a primary full section. So on the drawing screen, it says specify location. I am gonna place it somewhere up here. Let's give it some time as it generates. Okay, it's almost there. Okay, so this is our primary road full section. So we'll use this as reference. We won't create an exact replica. We'll just use this as a template. We'll have something slightly different. We won't have curbs. We'll just have a shoulder. And then let's put a primary road half section. So all of these elements that I'm putting right here, uh, again, we'll create our own versions of these and they'll be used in future episodes. So especially when it comes to your corridors and your intersections, these will be used quite a lot. So this is left. There's no need to put right because it's literally the same thing but mirrored to the right. And then another one that I'm gonna add is curb returns. So curb returns, this is what they should look like. Okay, so this is what a curb return looks like. As you can see, so I'm gonna exit the properties quickly and press escape to stop adding. So you'll see this is the center line or the center point of your curb returns assembly. You'll see on the left side there is the lane. So this looks like a right section with the exception that the lane is on the left side of the center line and then everything else like your cab, maybe like a shoulder, and then the daylights will be on the right side. This will be more elaborated on when we do our intersections. But for now, we're gonna focus on creating an assembly. So, how do we then get these? So these are your lanes, then there's a curb. We are gonna have a shoulder, and then we're gonna have this, which is a basic side. Let's go over it. It's a basic side slope cut ditch. So we're gonna add that to our very own assembly right here. So this is our original. So how are we gonna get this? I spoke about the subheadings here on the right of tool palette. Let's click on lanes. And then, so this will give you all the lane types. Now, under basic, there are more or less similar things, but these are your basic lanes and all. But the reason why I specified this one is because it contains more options and it's a more realistic approach to what your lanes will look like, especially as your cross section. So under lanes, Yeah, click on the first one, which is lane super elevation AOR, which is your axis of rotation. We'll click that. Now, again, once you've clicked on it, your properties table will pop up. You just need to scroll all the way down to your parameters. Now, this is where you can then change your lane width, your camber or your slope, and then your pave one, your pave two depths, your base depths, and all the likes. So all of these, from your width to your slope to your depth of your layers, these are gonna be specified in your design criteria. So you do need to change where applicable. So what I'm gonna change is the lane width to 3.7. Default slope, we'll leave it at 2, which is correct. For your depth, now just be careful for your layers. The measurements you'll be given, it's in millimeters, I believe. These here on Civil 3D are in meters, so just be careful there. Do not say 40 and then leave it as is, because you'll essentially be saying 40 meters. You need to do some conversion. So if it's 40 millimeters that has been specified, you then need to convert that to meters, and it's 0.04. Basically, you're dividing by 1,000. And then depth 2 was, I think, 0. So I am following the criteria here. Your base is 150 millimeters, so 0.15, and then your sub base, I think it's, yeah, it's good, 0.3. And then on this option right here, it says use super elevation. I'm gonna leave this as is, actually. Uh, is there a way to expand this? Okay, there isn't. Oh, okay, there is. I'm so sorry. Just wanna make sure it's visible. There we go. Uh, use super elevation. So it says lane, you can leave this as is. Slope direction away from car. Nah, all the other stuff here is no need to change. Once you're happy, you just go over to your drawing. Now it says select marker points within assembly. So we're gonna click here on the center. And as you can see, this is your lane. So this will be your lane. You can change the properties of these after adding. You just need to press escape, and then afterwards you just click and you then go to your properties. Again, this will change. The ribbon will change. So you just need to go to properties and change what you need to change under your parameters. Now we have our lane. Let's then add a shoulder. So on the right side of tool palettes, let's look for shoulders, and then there's different types over here. I'm gonna go for shoulders extend all. Okay, so the exact same procedure. You change what needs to be changed as per your criteria. So side right, there's no need to change that. Shoulder width, you're given, I believe, 3. There we go. And then shoulder percentage slope, that's negative 3%. Okay, let's leave. Okay, wait, does not leave anything else. Pave 1, again, you're given the depth for each layer. So your pave 1, pave 2. Okay, let's change this as well to make it uniform. It's negative 3. Enter. Okay, so pave depth, let's put in the relevant information. 5, and then, okay, we're done. Now, when you go over to your drawing, you don't click on this, because now what will happen is it'll place the shoulder on top. What you need to do is place it right next to your lane over here. Now, if you zoom in, you'll see, I don't know if I'm able to zoom in any further than this. Oh, man. Okay. So, there are these little circles. I don't know why I can't zoom in further, but there are these tiny circles next to each part of your sub-assembly that's there. You just need to click on the top bit. So the upper end, if you click on it roughly here, say there. Well, when you click on that, it allows you to add whatever element next to it. So if I were to press escape, let's see if I'm able to zoom in further. Yes, there we go. This is what I wanted. So as you can see, there are these little circles here. So you need to press on the upper end for you to be able to align your road or your lane to your shoulder. And then from that point onwards, you can you'll get them more seamless. Don't make the mistake of clicking anywhere else because then it won't be aligned. So we now have our lane and we have our shoulder. Now let's add our daylight. Now for this one, we are gonna go for a basic one. You could have just went here to daylight and then chosen these ones, but the more recommended one that I use is under your basic section. So under basic, where you have your basic lanes and all, you're gonna go to this one, which is your basic side slope cut ditch. We are gonna click on it, and then again, these are the parameters for this. There's not much to change, so we're just gonna go ahead and uh, go to our marker point. Now I know I said for these things you need to press the upper end, but really all it is just you need to be strategic. So for stuff like your what's this your shoulder, as you can see, it's slanted here. You can see there's like road layers. If you were to put this here, so once clicking on this marker point, you'll see that it generates a cut slope, but obviously now it's going to interrupt this part of your shoulder, and that's what you don't want. Anytime you add a sub assembly to your actual assembly, make sure it doesn't interrupt. You can actually move these around, but just be careful not to then press on just any marker point because you don't want them to actually like intersect or clash with one another. So I'm gonna exit because I've already added one here. I don't wanna keep on adding. Let's try and move this. So if we click on move, and then so you're gonna click on your sub assembly. So we're gonna click on our side slope or our cut. I'll just call it a cut ditch from this point. So again, this will change. Under modify sub assembly, you'll click on move, and then you reselect the marker point. So we want to move it here. And as you can see, it moves it to that particular point, and now it looks more, well, yeah, it looks more clean and neat. So this is just one half of your assembly. Remember, we want to create a full cross section for this. So instead of having to re-add these on the left side, there's actually a quicker way to do this. So what you can do is you can select all of these three. So you select this, you select this, and you select this. So you just have these three selected, and then up top here on your menu under modify assembly, you're gonna go to mirror. You click, it says select marker point within assembly for the mirrored sub assemblies. You can click on the center point. So you're gonna click here, and what will happen is it'll create this. And you can just press escape. And now whatever that's been added to the right is now on the left. And now at this point you have your nice looking cross section or your full cross section. So this is our full section done. Okay. So I am gonna exit tool palette for this because remember we are trying to replicate this right here. So as you can see, this is the full section that um as a template from Civil 3D, and then this is ours. So what we need now are what we call our half sections. So your half sections are like your left side is the same assembly but only the left side showing, and then one with the right side, and then we need a curb return. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna repeat the process of adding an assembly. So let's go, just make sure you're on home, and then you go to assembly, you create I'm gonna say CS left, so cross section left. You can keep this. I'm gonna say okay, and then let's put it slightly below to the left. Okay, so once you've done that, instead of going back to your tool palette, you can actually take from your previous assembly. Also, this is to actually keep all your assemblies the same, especially when you get to your corridors and your intersections. So I'm gonna select all the sub-assemblies from the left, and what will happen is when you go on top, so under your modify assembly, if you say copy and then just select markup point within assembly, you're gonna go to your newly created assembly. If you click on this, you'll see it actually generates this bit. So we now have our left section just like that. So this more or less replicates, well, not, yeah, this one. So this is Civil 3D's left section, half section left. This is our half section left. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but for the right as well. So again, we repeat the procedure. We create new assembly. CS, I'm gonna say right. We'll say okay, and then place this there. And then what we can do is we can copy from the main cross section. We select these, copy, we go to the new assembly point, and just like that, this is our right half section. Now, our last assembly for now, our last assembly which we need is the curb returns, which is responsible for the fillets of your intersection, which again will be focused more in future episodes. So again, we are gonna create an assembly CS curb returns. Oh, bit of a mistake there. Okay, I'm gonna have it somewhere. Let's have it slightly further over here. Okay, so if you look closely on the template on Civil 3D's curb return, again, the center point, this is the center point. On the left side, you have this lane that's like it's going upwards from the center. And then on the right side, so they have a curb and then they have the cut ditch. Excuse me. So we're gonna again replicate. So instead of a curb, we're gonna have our lane this side. And because we have a shoulder, we'll have our shoulder on the right side of that. So if you notice, without looking at this center point, you'll see this looks more like the right half section of our road. So what we'll do is we can start off by pasting everything to the right except for our lane. What do I mean by that? So if you go to ours quickly, so our curb return is essentially this part right here. Wait, give me a second. Our curb return is basically this bit. So where it's highlighted in blue, our lane, the shoulder, and the cut ditch. So on the right side of our curb return, we just need this and this, not the lane. The lane will fall to the left side of that assembly. So we'll take these two, we're gonna copy, and then what we will do is we're gonna go to our curb return assembly point, we paste, and as you can see, we have that. So this is our right side of our curb return. We are not done yet. Now, let's see if we try and add this lane to the left side. So I am going to say copy. We'll say copy. And if I were to click on the marker point, you'll see that, whoops, it adds directly on top of your shoulder, which is something you do not want. If we were to click on it, let's click on it. If we try, oh, I'm sorry. If we click on this, if we say move, it'll not work. So it has not moved. So let's see. Okay, let's remove this. Okay, so you're gonna remove this one. Now let's do something quickly. Let's select our left lane only from any. If you can choose from any assembly, you can have your left lane selected. You can copy that, and then you're gonna paste on your curb returns thingy assembly. So as you can see here, we have edited the lane, but again, you'll notice it's going the wrong direction. It should be going upwards with the shoulder. So how can you change that? Remember when I said that you can change the properties of the subassembly? We are gonna do that. So if we press exit quickly, and then we click on it, we go to properties, and down here, if we look at your slope, it is on negative. If we change this to a positive 2 and press enter, you'll see that it actually changes the direction. So just like that, this is our curb return. So if we were to go back to Civil 3D's curb return, it's this one, yes. So you'll see their lane is going up uh, as well as their curb, so same direction. It's very seamless. Let's go to ours. And then this is the exact same thing. We just have a shoulder and our cut slope. And then again, seamless with our lane on the left side. And yeah, I think this is all. Yes, this is all. So that is it for assemblies. So this is what we have. Your full section assembly. So you has your lanes, your shoulder, and then your cut slope, which is your daylight. And then we have our left and right sections. I put them slightly apart so you can see a difference. So it's the same as the normal, just cut. Left is only shown on one, and right is only shown on the other. And then lastly, we have our beautiful curb returns. Now, these will be applied to your corridors. Um, let's see if I can touch on that right now. I'm trying to look at time. Oh, goodness. Okay, we cannot. But that's okay because that is coming in the next episode. So, next episode, we'll touch on corridors and how you can generate those. And then and show you guys how to do intersections from that point. So I'm actually going to delete these because we don't need them. Remove. And then let's make the circle smaller. Oops. Let's move it slightly so you can. There we go. Okay. So that is all, folks. That is assemblies done. Now you now have your cross sections. Now, next episode, we are gonna render out our corridors and then touch on intersections. There are two methods to intersections, so I will keep them in separate episodes so that it doesn't cause confusion. Without any more talking, uh, I will see you in the next episode. Take care and bye.